As thorns scorn, laughs bring shame. My indecision is a spear in your side. As I reside in the same sin that I have been trying not to confide in. But if I am subject to disbelief, will I find relief in that which I claim to be? I've tried to pass the detestable times just to find that I dig in this hole deeper. And the more I try, the more my soul gets weaker. I keep trying, even though my eyes keep crying. So I beg and I plead, please don't forget me when my time comes.
This is just a little something that I wrote. I will not find my strength in words. I will not find my strength on stage. I will not find my strength in what my eyes see, where my feet explore, or what I will accomplish in the future. I will not find my strength in distancing myself from people. I will not find my strength in keeping my feelings inside. I will not find my strength in what I look like, what people think of me, or how many eyes I can attract to my face and body. I will not find my strength in winning battles. I will not find my strength in my past experiences. I will not find my strength in my health, my possessions, my knowledge, or power. God, I've tried all these things to find strength, but all have proven me weak. God, give me the strength to find my strength in you.
These deserve a lot of apologies, but I'm not going to make them. Two poems. I am most likely the richest man you'll ever want to meet. You probably want to shake my hand or even kiss my feet. The air I breathe coins silver and gold and pours it in my pocket. My house is so full it cannot hold it all, so I don't even lock it. I drive a Lexus of open fresh air, an immaterial convertible, a total prize. With the top down, diamonds blow through my hair and sapphires catch in my eyes. Oh, my accountant, he'll look at the ledgers till he trembles. Poor guy's never seen a book which mine resembles. My capital investment stock is in foundries of love. My bonds are unendurable pain, a broad portfolio and insecurities of times and ones that won't ever come back again. It's so good, I fear no thief, no government will take what I own. They'd have to, with the gold, take the grief, and so they leave me alone. Every day, new income arrives, more regular than the mail. On pain and joy, my bank account thrives, with an assurance it cannot fail. It wasn't always so, you know. It's not an estate I was born to. What I came in with, well, I watched it go till I was broken and dead, and this is all new. It came when the fixer fixed me up, took me aside, taught me to see, and then began this filling my cup. See, the riches are mine, but don't belong to me. My collateral is sure and on the increase. The wonders of God will never cease. That's one. And this is the other. I'll tell you, I call it Tatiana, which is a woman's name. Forgive, O Lord, my scream. I'm so afraid. I see her. She's so beautiful with light that only you could give. Yet there she walks, walking away, leaning into the night. And oh God, I have known that night, and it will kill her. Oh God, save, save. Please still the whisper that pulls her into that grave. There's only one, and it's you, oh God, who can reach her here. There's only one, and it's you, oh God, who can touch her now. There's only one, and it's you, oh God, with words of truth, with life and cheer. I don't know how she cannot see it, nor to make her see. I don't know how. There's only one who can. It's you, oh God.
I have a piece of prose, and it's sort of, I went through some harder times this past year, and sort of documents that. But from the mountain view, so looking back and seeing how God has been shaping me and growing me. Writing is something I take pleasure in. I have a good time writing, and it's really good for my soul just to get it out there on paper for me. I love doing it. So this is a pleasure for me sharing it, and I just hope that it might minister to you, and just also just let you know who I am and where God has brought me. Doesn't give any intense personal notes or anything like that, but just a hint. It's called Keeping Hope, and it's actually after I saw this advertisement in a magazine, in a car magazine actually, and it was a GM advertisement, and it said redemption, like the longest road is redemption, or redemption is the longest road, or something like that. And it was like some weird advertisement for like GM, and then it went on to say on the other page about how they've been making crappy cars for the last 20 years, and we just want to confess that and say that here's the time, redemption. We're after just making good cars now, and I thought that was an interesting sales technique. I appreciated it because it showed more kingdom values than the advertisement industry usually gives. But I pinned that advertisement on my wall, and it has a picture of a road. And it says that little sentence, and then it has all these dark clouds, and a car is driving towards it. And then in the bottom right corner, there's this little bit of light, just sort of like those Jesus clouds, or Jesus light, Jesus clouds. They come out of the sky, and it's like you almost want to hear, oh, it's that. And so I pinned it on my wall, and so it's there right now. It's called Keeping Hope. Heard that redemption is comparable to a long road. If so, that is a kind of hope. It is because it helps us believe that in the midst of melancholy at best and despair at worst, in that mix of hurt, we are reminded that there is something counter to our sadness afoot. Perhaps even more than a long road, redemption is a twist in the plot of our lives. For so long, things have been so bad. The summers have been so dry, and too dry to grow any crops, and the winters have been too cold to feel any warmth. Your heart seems to have lessened, thin as paper, perhaps, or possibly, and this is often the case, it is worse. You have gotten used to the humdrum of daily life. There are no surprises. The days are often slow and hard. Hard, though, not insofar as manual labor is hard, but for a deeper reason still. They are simply difficult. Too many loved ones have died in too short a time. You feel cheated by someone close to you. But all this often comes together to be just a dull pull on your heart, and there is nothing which we would call terrible, just slow. Just the pain that makes us deaf and numb, that dulls our senses and awareness of others' needs, of our own needs. It is this world where apathy sprouts up like a weed between cracks of cement. It is this world where we become comfortable with everything, with the dull pain tugging our hearts away from the heart of the hope. It is in this world also, strangely, ironically, where Jesus comes, most triumphantly. First as a wild lion, not willing to settle after his usual foal. He comes then as a lamb, making an altar of himself. And he rides in on clouds, or on a donkey, into the heart and soul of apathy itself. He could come simply as a light switch, but regardless of how he does come, he indeed comes. And beyond that, he comes as the great plot changer. He is the complication and solution to the tragic story of despair and apathy, pain and melancholy. He reveals himself as a great light in a city which has been eclipsed to this alien flame. He makes things more difficult because the controlling power now has an adversary. Flannery O'Connor once said, "To the death you have to scream." And he, more than a scream, is a reason for the scream. Everyone screams because the darkness that their eyes were so used to seeing doesn't work anymore. Wait, no. The darkness that our eyes are so used to seeing has become as sparse as the bread on their dinner plate. And even that metaphor doesn't work anymore because he has multiplied the 7 loaves and now the whole town is eating, and they are eating with him at a huge feast, and some along the outside are conspiring. Who is this? Who is this? Why does he receive so many and feed so many? and the ones who sit closer rest on his shoulder and know themselves as loved. He changes the plot from a drab storyline to an irresistible gleaming banger of a tale, and widows are overheard telling each other of an empty spot filled, and orphans know one who will now receive them. Call girls are putting themselves out of work because of a different calling and a different work. Everyone who knew their own emptiness has now run to him, and only those who like the tearing feeling of a fasting belly have not accepted this new magic, this new light.
How awesome it really is. I cling to the promise that it will all be better, but I see that it already is. I cling to his death, but realize that he is resurrected and I will be too. In the world of Christ, everything seems to be put on its head. Nothing seems to be right or good, but in the end we realize that this is how it should be. Help me realize this, Lord.
I'm Sam Markovich, and I guess I'll just share a brief testimony. This is the one I try to explain my art to people, and God's gift that He's given me. I was born with a learning disability, and growing up, I had a tough time talking with peers, and I had a tough time reading and writing, and in the classroom, it helped me be visual. My difficulty, and I've always had this kind of resentment, or this kind of why me when I was growing up, because it was so difficult and I was never up to par, and I was never excelling in my classes, and always had to stay in recess to catch up on my schoolwork and stuff. So I remember it was just really tough for me growing up, and so I had this bitterness towards God that, why did you make me this way? And I came to realize that how I learned was to look into things deeper, to analyze visual things, and that's where I would find the answers. And when I came to realize it came across into a natural ability to draw and to paint and to sculpt and to see things in a different light and in a different eyes. And once I realized that, I started to thank God for it. And once I realized that I can learn in a different way, that I am more visual, that I see in a different way, that I started to learn more, and I started to I learned how I'm supposed to learn. And anyhow, I'm just so thankful, and art to me is how I express myself, how I let go of anything that's inside of me, and it's my expression, it's my voice, it's my cry. And so anyhow, I've come pretty far, as far as I've gone through kind of stages in my life, and I kind of wanted to show you a visual of that, where I seek perfection, and then I moved into something that's more emotional and more free, and anyhow, I'll just pass this around. I don't really want to take the time and to explain it to everybody, but just have a look at it. And then that's my photography work, and this is some of the stuff that I'm doing now, and I really don't have much time, as much as I wish to have to work on my work. But this is an impressionist type of painting, and what it is, I don't know if you could see it. It's good from far, but far from good. So you guys in the front really get to see it too well. But it's an arbor, and there's a gate, and you walk through it. But this is the one I did this summer, and I did it from my head, and it's of Katie and I, and she's my fiance, and this one really means a lot to me because of I was in Alaska about 2 or 3 years ago, and I could remember laying in my bed praying to God that God would bless me with a Christian family. And those of you that really know me, I come from a pretty harsh and grueling family, and I can't tell you how immaculate God has blessed me with such an amazing family, and Katie's family. They're just amazing to me, and I am so blessed. And some days I can't believe I take it for granted, but I could just remember that prayer, and I was in such deep need, but this picture is of Katie and I on campus. We're by the Ganges, and yeah, beautiful spot. But I actually love I love the campus, and I see it in a different way than a lot of people. I love how the willow trees sweep on the Ganges and just roll through the water. But we had a picnic down there, and I've been reading this book about Van Gogh and God, and how he had such warmth and such real emotion towards God and real interaction towards God. And in his paintings, I don't know if you were ever taught this or anything, but in his paintings, he would try to show God's motion through life and through, and he was worshiping God in his creation and his movement in the paintings, and that's why you see all these movement strokes and stuff. But you can also see that if he ever paints a building, he paints it straight and narrow, and that's to kind of symbolize that the man's interrupting of nature, but there's a lot of beauty in that. But he actually he wrote a lot to his brother Theo, and I've been reading a lot of his letters to Theo, and they're just incredible. And the man has an amazing heart towards God. And but anyhow, thanks for letting me share. So I'll pass these around too. So thank you.
My name's Adam, and I took some photography type pictures, and Maggie's got them on the. This is. I guess I'll just kind of premise like photography is a hobby of mine. Just I'm a music major, but I enjoy doing it, and I think God's kind of blessed me with just as a thing to do when I get tired of music or when and so I'm just I don't know, but so these are just some kind of random ones that I chose, and just God's beauty and nature and what the abilities that He's given us and stuff like that, and just the colors we can see and the things that we can recognize. And I like this one. I took this one recently, and it's just kind of reminds me sometimes just how we need to be quiet before God. That's just a garden statue in someone's yard that I saw that I thought it would be cool, and I've seen it a couple times, and I don't know, I just always kind of, the whole statue thing has always been kind of cool to me, and so that was a cool capture, and just the moon off in the distance remind us how small we really are. So that's that.
So this is a piece that I did actually quite a while ago, but what makes it so relevant to my life right now is that the issues I was dealing with at the time that I did this are no longer the main struggles in my life. I did this before I became a Christian, and a couple of issues that I was thinking and working through when I dealt with this were isolation and loneliness, wanting protection of some sort, just feeling very vulnerable, not knowing God, not having a direction or any focus in my life other than myself. And I feel like God has really redeemed a lot of those, because He has answered my desire for protection with Him, security with Him, and safety in knowing Him. And so, though it's not a recent piece, it daily reminds me, because it's right inside of our front door, just how much my life has changed, and it's a reminder to me how, though those aren't issues that I struggle with all the time, that they still come up, and that other people have felt or do feel the same way. And so it's a reminder to me not to get too arrogant or feel too safe in my world now. And yeah, that's it.
Let's get up and keep
My name is Brandon Springer. This is my good friend Jeremy Payton. A couple weeks ago, I guess Jeremy and I have been working through some stuff all summer long. I guess we both kind of have somewhat addictive personalities, and I had come to him because I just need some help, and he was just totally offering. So all through summer we've been working together, and just recently I brought this song to him and asked him if he wanted to help finish it up. And it started out as a song that was kind of a to anybody that's ever been an addicted person, or probably is still an addicted person in some way, it's kind of the mental state that you're in. You just can't get away from it. It's a separation from God. It's all these different things rolled into one. And I kind of wanted to write a song about it that just kind of symbolized where you are and how hard it is to really live your life, you know. And the more we worked through it, it turned more into a conversation between the sinner and God. And so one thing that brought up was one of my favorite passages that helped me through a lot, which is Romans 8:38-39, which basically just speaks of how nothing can possibly separate us from God's love. And we found a way to incorporate that. And so the song's entitled Broken, because that's kind of the way you come before God when you're in this situation. And here it comes.
Yeah, so it's a rap, right?
It's a rap.
Yeah. Except when he needs to get my ad.
I'm talking, there I am.
Thanks.
Pedal, hit that pedal. Other one. There you go.
Oh, you got a volume pedal. How cool is that? Well, heaven is so far away tonight. I couldn't feel farther from the stars. It's everything that's kept me from you. It's kept me from living anew. Do these prayers mean anything? After all the times I failed, could it be you give me grace today? Tomorrow I'm here again. Take these dirty hands, make them clean again. He's burning from this broken man, and above all else, take this empty life and make it my sacrifice. Angels in the heavens, demons from hell, worries of tomorrow, fears of today, and absolutely nothing can keep my love away. Tonight is gone, but tomorrow's night is clean. The things will be different in the morning. These words are mine, not me. Be born again, in the Lord's eyes. These dirty hands, make them clean again. This burden from this broken man's faith above all else, and take this empty life and make it my sacrifice. And I pray to you, and it just dries these tears
shit. These nerves that tense, these childhood fears. Just give me strength and so I can stand again. In your perfect arms, in my heart remain. Nothing living, nothing dead. Everything you have and shit. The problems that you face today, the worries of tomorrow's fate. Nothing high or nothing low, you never come between us. You cannot stop my love, you cannot stop my love. Nothing living, nothing dead. Everything you have and share. The problems that you face today, worries of tomorrow's fate. Nothing high, nothing low, can ever come between us. You cannot stop my love, you cannot stop my love.
Hi, I'm Shelly, for those of you that don't know. And I'm just really excited about that last song because I thought it was really great. I'm a music major, and so music is kind of my thing. So I just really, when I need a release or something, I just like sit down at the piano and just pound something out and write something. And a couple weeks ago, we had the testimony night, and I just didn't really feel led to say anything, and I was like, dang it, I just don't want to talk, you know. And then Ken was like, we're gonna have an arts worship night, and I was like, yes, it's my turn to talk, you know. So I'm really excited to sing for you, and this is just kind of one of the examples of how God works in my life, and it's kind of about whenever I sit at the piano to release, I'm always upset about something, or like confused or angry, and I was mad at myself, and I'm like, how can I only come to you when I'm confused and angry? So that's just kind of what this is about. This is my lovely accompanist, Brandon Springer.
As loud as you
I sit here only when my mind's with tears. Why have I stayed silent? Why have I not heard you? Why have I not taken in your peace? Well, I am here to say that your love will find a way to reach out and save me when I'm gone. Is arriving when I must see you, when I must find where I've gone. Well, I am here to say that your love will find a way to reach out and save me when I'm gone. And I will come. Thank you, Lord, and I will not forget that you're here with me right now, and I will come.
Lots of times I feel like my lyrics are shortcomings, and this is one of my favorite songs in the world because I took my favorite scripture passage, which is Psalms 139, 7 through 12, and I just put it to music, so. It's just straight scripture.